श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We are studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. In the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, we already covered seven verses. After the seventh verse, we are seeing the connected verses of Gaudapada kārikā. And we are in the 11th verse of Gaudapada kārikā. In our tradition, Gaudapada kārikā is to be studied along with the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad study. So we are also following the tradition, and we are explaining, and we are trying to understand what Adi Shankara told in his commentary regarding all the verses of Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad and also regarding all the verses of the Gaudapada kārikā. Now I will read the kārikā number 11 and we will see the explanation of Adi Shankara. Karyakarana-baddhau tau ishyete vishvatejasau prajña-karana-baddhasthu tau tau turyena siddhyataha. Once more I will read. Karyakarana-baddhau tau ishyete vishvatejasau prajña-karana-baddhasthu tau tau turyena siddhyataha. Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad is analyzing the three states which are happening, occurring, inevitable in the human world. Everybody is familiar with these three states. Who is the witness of all these three states? This is the explanation of Upanishad. So, here, Gaudapada Acharya mentions the separation or the difference between the states. Some factors So, waking state and dream state are having the non-cognition of the reality. Non-apprehension of the reality. Right from the childhood, whatever I perceived through my senses are my evidences to confirm that who am I. Those data which are collected with my senses will prove my reality for me. I can see my hands. I can listen voice through my ears. I can smell the things around me which are occurring. I can taste, I can touch. These senses are endowed with my human body. So data which are collected through my senses confirms that I am endowed with the senses which are the part of my human body. And I myself confirm that I am this human body. Because data are important to arrive at a conclusion. So I myself conclude the senses are the part of this body, and this body is capable of dealing in this external world. And through this body, I identified by others, and I also identify other people. So this body is me. Not knowing the reality right from the beginning, not recognizing the reality from the beginning, I myself conclude that I am this body. These two phenomena, not knowing something and superimposing something other than what it is, which we explained in the last class, are together non-apprehension and misapprehension. In order to commit a mistake on something, I should be not knowing the particular thing. Not knowing the real thing, then only there will be a mistake to happen. These things already happened in my waking state and in the dream state. I don't know who am I in the waking state without the guidance or without the teaching of another person. But right from my beginning, right from my birth, I myself, not knowing the reality, and I conclude myself other than what actually it is. We can come to two factors. One is common in both miscognition, which is the effect. Miscognition happens due to the non-cognition of the reality, which is the cause. So, effect due to the cause. So, cause and effect are similar or general for the waking state and the dream state. I don't cognize the reality of my nature in waking state and also in the dream state. I cognize other than who am I in both states. I confirm myself I am this human body in the waking state also, in the dream state also. This is called Samanya Jnanam or Samanya Ajnanam. Generic characteristic. Similar for both. For the waking state and for the dream state, both are there. Non-cognition and miscognition. Avaranam, Vikshepa. Avaranam, totally covering the reality through something without knowing the reality because of the ignorance. I pursue or I perceive other than what it is. Then it's called Vikshepa, projection. In the darkness, I don't perceive the raw, so I conclude myself it's a snake. These two things happen in the dream state and in the waking state. So, when they are common with these two things, the deep sleep state is completely different from both these factors. These two facts will not be there in the deep sleep state. So, karya karana baddhau. Karyam, effect, karanam, cause. These two things are there in the waking state and the dream state. Karyam, miscognition about the reality, which is I am this body. That conclusion is the miscognition. And the karanam, the reason of miscognition is not knowing the reality due to the ignorance. Nobody told me, nobody informed me. So that I took myself that I am this body. So the reason of miscognition is non-recognition of myself. That will be the cause for the effect, what is called misrecognition. These two things are common, samanyam, in the waking state and the dream state. Without body, human body or mind, there is no dream. Without human body, there is no interaction in the external world. Once you confirm that you are not this human body, that's all. That's the end of interaction in the external world. Which is going to say, now cause and effect Both are there in the waking state and also in the dream state. Specific, general, generic and specific. Specific. In the deep sleep state, there is only non-recognition about oneself. There is no miscognition about oneself or the world. This is specific. Others too are common with the cause and effect. Here only prajnaha karanabadhastu in the deep sleep state. The witness is called prajnaha, who is not other than Atman. When it is in the form of a jiva, who is witnessing all the things happening in the body, then he is called prajnaha, prakashena ajnaha. That prajnaha is specifically not knowing the reality, and everything is there in the form of impressions which are underneath inside the mind. Vasana, the expressions yet to happen. All kinds of potential to do, to know, to desire, everything is there. But in the sleep, everything is in the form of seed. Seed will only sprout in the waking state and dream state. Up to that, seed will be always seed. It will be in the form of seed. All our desires are in the form of seed. All our need to work inside this world as a potential in the form of seed. Hello. So prajnaha means lot of things are in the form of unmanifested form, what we call seed. When a person is sleeping, you don't have any idea how he or she will behave when she or he wakes up. What language, whether she or he will be arrogant or quiet or calm, nothing. We cannot say anything while they are sleeping. So, what I want to say, in the deep sleep state, which is specific, there is no effect, there is only cause. All the things are ready to sprout in the waking state and the deep dream state. They are in the form of seed or unmanifested form in the deep sleep state. That's why prajnaha karanabadhaha. Prajna, the witness of deep sleep state, has only the potential of everything in the form of sprout seed. Tau tau turyena siddhyataha. Turye, the substratum or the witness of these three states, the consciousness who is the witness of entire drama, which are in the form of three states, who is separate from all these three states, who is called also the fourth when it comes under explanation. It will not belong to the category of a state. It is only in terms of explanation. It got the name in a numerical way, Turyaha. The person who is under discussion, the consciousness which is under discussion, who is fourth in explanation, that Turyaha is free from cause and effect. This is our real nature. We don't have the desire to enjoy the world. The body and the mind has some vasanas to enjoy the world and people. We don't have in real to do any work in this world. Naishkarmyam eva mama surupam. I am performing non-action is my real nature. But body and mind have the potential to do any work. For the sake of vasanas to be eliminated, I do different sadhanas. In Turyaha, whenever you listen Turyaha means in me, you translate in me in real, in myself in real, there is no vasana. There is no vasana. There is no way of any kind of seeds. All the seeds are inside the karana shariram, the subtle body or the causal body, which will go through dream state or deep sleep state. In the Turyaha, in me, in reality, there is no seed or there is no potential for the manifestation. So, the whole verse, meaning of the verse will be like this. In the waking state and the dream state, there are general characteristic that there will be cause and effect. The cause will be non-apprehension. The effect will be misapprehension. But in the Prajnaha, there is specific characteristic which is the causal, causal form of everything will be there in Prajna. That means non-apprehension of the reality. When there is non-apprehension of the reality is there, everything will be in the form of seeds in Prajna. All these specific and general characteristics will not be there in me in reality. In real, I don't have the desire to work, to earn, to nourish this body. It happens because of our prarabdha. But in real, that I am the consciousness which is free from death and birth or growth, etc. I am free from all kinds of actions. I don't have any seed inside my causal body, so that I am free from all kinds of action. When there is a seed, you will work according to the seed which is there. When there is no seed, I will not work at all. Because the potential which make us to work is the seed. The desire is due to ignorance that I am not Purnaha. I am not complete. In order to become complete, I have to work and earn this thing. When I achieve this thing, I feel Purna. The ignorance is the root cause for the incompleteness. And incompleteness is not there in reality in oneself. I am complete. Purnamatav Purnamidam. Incompleteness is due to the ignorance, and ignorance will trigger the desires. The desires will trigger the actions. Actions will reward us the results. In order to enjoy the result, we need a human body or any other body, and the body will again work and results, and karmam, karmapalam, karanam, everything will be there. So here in Turiya, in reality, we don't have any kind of seed, or because of there is no seed, there is no triggering of any other achievement towards the external world. Naishkarma siddhim apnoti. Aham akarta abhokta iti jnanam eva moksham. I am the non-performer of action. I am the non-enjoyer of the results. That itself is the liberation. My body have some prarabdha, it will do some work and it will enjoy. In reality, I am not the performer or the enjoyer. That is called Turiya Jnanam, Turiyam Padam. Dautau Turyena Siddhyataha. Both are not there. The cause and effect are not there in the Turiyam Surupam. This is the meaning of this verse. Now we will go to the next Gaudapada kārikā verse. Verse number 12. Nātmānam na paramśchaiva na satyam napi chānritam prajñah kinjana samveti turyam tatsarva triksada. Once more I will read. Nātmānam na paramśchaiva na satyam napi chānritam prajñah kinjana samveti turyam tatsarva triksada. There is a common factor between the prajna and the turya. Prajna means the witness who is witnessing the deep sleep. In the deep sleep, there is no dualistic world, or there is no there is no duality. There is no duality. But in the other two states, we have dualistic world. I see my father, I see my mother, I see my chicken, I see my cat, I see my car, I see my girlfriend, etc., etc. A lot of things are. There is a dualistic world in front of you. But in prajna, in the deep sleep state, the witness never see any world like in the waking state and the dream state. Non-duality. Turya also having non-duality. Advaitam eva surupam. Non-duality is the intrinsic nature of the listener. One who is listening Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, he or she, in real, it is non-duality is the intrinsic nature of them. So both are having non-duality in reality. So here it is told, this is the only factor which is common. But there is a big difference. What is that? Na atmanam na paramśchaiva. About oneself, there is no knowledge in the deep sleep state. About the external world, there is no knowledge in the deep sleep state. There is no knowledge or there is no information regarding oneself in the deep sleep state. There is no information regarding oneself in the deep sleep state about the external world, because there is no perception of the external world in the deep sleep state. Deep sleep state means under the envelope of darkness or the ignorance, nothing is known. Everything is unknown under the envelope of darkness, under the envelope of ignorance. In the deep sleep state, one is unaware of who am I, where I am sleeping, who are there around me. In reality, who am I? Nothing is there. Na atmanam, about oneself. It is not known for somebody who is in this deep sleep state. At the same time, na paramshchaiva, about the external world or about something other than the person, there's no information about that. Na paramshchaiva, na atmanam, na paramshchaiva. About oneself and about the external world or about the secondary thing, what he or she perceives, there is no idea about those things. Satyam na api cha anritam. There is no discrimination, there is no understanding about the truth and about the fake things or about the untruth. Satyam means truth, anritam means fake or untruth. In the deep sleep state, there is no understanding about oneself. There is no understanding about the things which are other than him, whether it is real or unreal. And also there is no understanding about the truth, and also there is no understanding about the untruth. And the prajnaha, the witness of the deep sleep state, who is called prajnaha, you don't perceive anything. Anything. You don't see, you don't understand, you don't perceive anything. Samveti, kinchana. But apart from that, turiyaha, the fourth which is under that explanation, who is the self of everything in the world, the one and only self. That sarvadrik sada is, it is all seer, it is all knowing, and also it is almighty. Sarvadrik, he is seeing everything. He is understanding everything. He is seeing everything. It is not like prajna. Prajna doesn't have the idea that who am I, what is there other than me. At the same time, it is not aware of the truth and the untruth. And the prajna, the witness of the deep sleep state, doesn't have any idea, but turiyaha, who is the sustainer of the entire world, who is in the form of consciousness in the self, in oneself, have the entire idea about each and everything, and he is the all-knowing and he is the all-seer of the universe. This is the meaning of the verse. Once you understand the previous verse, it's very easy to understand this verse. Na atmanam na paramshchaiva. In the deep sleep state, nobody knows about oneself. Nobody knows about the external world other than him. In the deep sleep, Na satyam napi cha nridam. There is no aware of the truth. There is no aware of the untruth. And this prajna, who is the witness of the deep sleep state, kinchana, nothing is known to them, known to that prajna, but different from all these things, turiyam, the fourth under explanation, the substratum, the consciousness, who is the witness of entire three states, tat sarvadrik sada. He sees everything. He is the thing who see everything. Nahi drishtuhu drishtehi viparilopaha vidyate. The vision of the perceptor is never lost at any point of time, even at the time of the death of body. The vision of the person who is witnessing through the body is eternal. The consciousness being eternal, the consciousness is witnessing each and everything through different state. It never get lost. Its perception, even the body get lost. Nahi drishtuhu drishtehe viparilopaha na vidyate tishutehe. One more example has given here. Na anyataha asti drishtuhu ityadi shrutehe. Adi Shankara, while writing the commentary, he will take the support of other Upanishads and he will quote the sentences from the other Upanishads to justify his commentary. Because he has written the commentary even though from his own independent words, but those words and those thoughts are not away from the Upanishadic thoughts. They are mere Upanishadic thoughts, and he will justify with other Upanishadic statements in his commentary. So, na anyataha asti drishtuhu ityadi shrutehe. There is no other seer other than this Atman, the self in this world. Na anyataha asti drishtuhu ityadi shrutehe. These two things he has quoted here. Yasmad turiyam tat sarvatrik sada turiyat anyasya abhavat sarvada sada eva veti sarvam cha sarvadrik cha sarvadrik asmat na tattvam agrahanam lakshanam bijam tatra. There is no other thing other than this consciousness in one's own body. This consciousness is superimposed in the form of body. Once you understand through the discrimination, the body is only a superimposition in the consciousness. This consciousness is the thing which is all pervasive and all knowing and almighty. No other thing in the world. And this almighty consciousness is being in the form of a human being, in the form of a listener. A listener should get enlightened after listening all these verses. Even though I am limited with my body, but from the ultimate standpoint, I am not limited. So, अथवा जागृत स्वप्नयोः सर्वभूत अवस्थः सर्ववस्तु दृक् आभासस्तुरीयः एव इति सर्वदृक् सदा. In the form of all these three states, the one person is perceiving the entire three states. Sarvatrik. What is happening in the waking state? What is happening in the deep sleep state? What is happening in the dream state? All these things are witnessed by one person who is never touched by the experiences occurring in these three states. And he is called Sarvadrik and he is called Turiya. This is the meaning of this verse. And we will go to the next verse. One more verse we will see. Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam upayoh prajñaturyayoh bija nidra prajñaha sacha turyena vidyate. Once more I will read. Dvaitasya agrahanam tulyam upayoh prajñaturyayoh bija nidra prajñaha sacha turyena vidyate. Dvaitasya agrahanam. Non-duality is there in Turyaha and Prajnaha. I already mentioned you. There is no duality in Prajnaha. That's why when we wake up, we feel some energy. And I slept happily. I'm very happy to sleep for 8 hours. Because there is no duality, you know. Your dog is not there, your car is not there, your bank is not there, your wife is not near there, your children are not. Nobody is there in the prajna. So you will be very happy. There is no dualistic perception. Only non-duality. That is being told here, Dvaitasya agrahanam. Agrahanam. Not perceiving, non-perception. Dvaitasya of the duality. Tulyam is equal in prajnaha and turya. It is equal in prajnaha. Prajna means the witness of the deep sleep state. And turya also, the sustainer of these three states. Both are not having any kind of duality. We don't know anything while sleeping. We are ignorant of the things around us. We are ignorant about the things which are going to happen tomorrow. We are ignorant about the thing right now happening around me. So, in the deep sleep state, we are ignorant about the things which are around me. Dvaitasya agrahanam. Tulyam. Same in ubayoho, in both prajna and turya. But bija nidra yuta prajna. But bija nidra, that doesn't mean that prajna means the state of liberation. Bija nidra yuta prajna. Everything is in the form of unmanifested condition in the nidra avastha, in the deep sleep state. All the impressions and expressions will come out when once wake up. When we wake up, our own desires, our own ambitions, our own interests will come out in the form of actions. because everything is in the form of unmanifested condition in deep sleep state. So, bija nidra yuta prajnaha. Prajnaha, the witness of the deep sleep state, is always with the bija nidra. Nidra means sleep, a sleep which contains all kinds of seeds. Everything is under custody. Everything is there, but nothing is brought. Once in the waking state, everything will come out. My desire is not available in my deep sleep state. I have my desires in the waking state, which was there in the form of seed in the deep sleep state. Everything will be in the form of seed. Sacha turyena vidyate. In Turya, there is no seeds, there is no actions in respect to these seeds. Nothing is there in the Turya. Turya is free from all kinds of seeds because Turya is complete, Purna. Turya never lack anything. It is full. The fourth, which was under the discussion, is free from all kinds of seeds. I want to read few sentences in the Bhashya. Nimitta andara prapta ashanga nivrityartaha ayam shlokaha. Katham dvaitasya dvaitagrahanasya tulyatvad karanabaddatvam prajnasya eva na turyasya iti prapte ashanga nivartyate. This is to remove a doubt. Even though both are having the common factor that's free from all kinds of dualistic perception, they are both equal. Still, why prajna is not turya? Why the state of deep sleep state, the witness of deep sleep state is not turya? Why? Yasmad bija nidra yutaha. Because there are seeds which are in unmanifested form. Tattvasya apradibodha nidra. Not knowing the reality is called the sleep here. The seeds are there, and the seeds are in the unmanifested form. Seeds can only destroy by getting the knowledge that you are the eternal consciousness, Brahman. Without getting the knowledge, there is no destruction of the seeds. So that here, tattva apradibodha nidra. Not knowing the reality is called here sleep. And saeva cha vishesha pradibodha prasavasya bijam. That is the bijam which will be manifested in the waking state and in the deep state. Saeva vishesha pradibodha prasavasya bijam. Sa bija nidra. So that deep sleep state is a state where the seeds are under custody, which are in the unmanifested condition. So, taya yutaha prajnaha, endowed with these seeds which are in the unmanifested form, this is called prajna. Sada drik swabhavatvad tattva apradibodha lakshana nidra turiyena vidyate. Sada drik swabhavatvad. Sada drik, witness of every three states. Sada drik swabhavatvad. Always in the form of illumination, self-effulgent. That self-effulgency being there in the Turiya, Tattva Apradibodha Lakshana. Not knowing the reality is not there in the Turiya. It will be always aware of who am I. Even a listener comes to know who am I, he will be the Turiya. He will be the fourth which came under consideration or explanation. Numerical expression of the consciousness is called Turiya. When you listen, I am not this human body, I am not these three waking state. Once you come to know and you got the discrimination that I am not this body, even though the body seems to be appearing in the world, I am not this body, then he is waking from that nidra. He has waken up from the nidra. That is called Turiya. That nidra is not there in the Turiya. Nidra Turiyena vidyate. Ataha karanabandha tasmin iti abhiprayah. Ataha na karanabandha tasmin iti abhiprayah. So there is no causal bondage in Turiya. There is no seed effect. There is no other things in Turiya. Turiya is ever pure, Nitya Shuddha. So that once you come to know the intrinsic nature which is free from seeds, which are free from desires. Desires are in the form of seed in the mind and some other intellect, etc., etc. I am not that mind or intellect. I am free from mind and intellect. I am free from the seeds and the sprout. That seeds are in the form of desires unmanifested. That is not there. A person who is wise and who has listened to the Vedanta teachings from the traditional teacher. More we will discuss in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prativīsasya Shādini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om